But guess what, guys? We are now at the live part of our talk today. This is our AGC talk with Melissa Newkirk. So I want to tell you a little bit about her before I bring her on with me. So Melissa is the founder, speaker, trainer, and coach at MN Coaching and Consulting and Minnesota Masterminds, where she helps entrepreneurs become high-performing leaders. She has a wealth of leadership, wisdom, and experience, as well as a genuine passion for guiding entrepreneurs to maximize their business performance. In her 20-plus years in business, Melissa has developed leaders for success by helping achieve an amazing work-life balance for maximum personal fulfillment. She is passionate about igniting the spark in others. I tell you guys, she really is. She loves to ignite that spark to help them learn, grow, and reach their highest potential, bringing about a joy-filled life. She believes that when you are living life with passion and on purpose, you will never work another day in your life. Melissa's superpowers are encouraging and strategizing professional and personal development of those around her. So I am going to welcome Melissa to the stage.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Yes, I would love it if you had a piece of paper and pencil or would comment. If you're on Facebook, I'd love to have your comments because I like a challenge. And so I want to share that challenge with you. So if you would love to have some input, I'd love to have it in the comment section on Facebook. So do you ever think that if you did just one more thing, it would be the breakthrough to success for you? Like all your hard work paying off? Well, I want to tell you about 5 famous failures. And that's the test today is, can you guess who they are? So do you know the story of the politician who not just one time, but had multiple failed businesses? He even filed for bankruptcy several times. He entered into the service as a captain and left as a private, and that's the lowest rank possible. He also ran for political office several times and failed. What about the inventor? This inventor was homeschooled. He was completely deaf in one ear and could barely hear out of the other. He was fired from his night shift job because he was experimenting while at work. And he spilled battery acid onto his boss's desk. And he failed at his most important discovery 10,000 times. How about the author? He was raised in poverty. His first novel was rejected 30 times, and he threw the manuscript in the trash. His wife dug it out, and he completed it. But he kept all his rejection letters on a nail in his bedroom. And he had so many rejection letters, he had to replace the nail with a spike. He was also hit by a car and left for dead on the side of the road. What about the scientist? This scientist didn't speak until he was 4 years old. He couldn't read until he was 7. His teachers actually thought he might be mentally handicapped. And when he was 16, he failed to pass his entrance exam to get into college. And after he finally got into college, after that, he ended up selling insurance door to door. And the last famous failure is an actress who is on welfare, trying to raise her children. She failed over and over. She was told she wasn't very pretty. So these 5 famous failures are people who persevered. They had the courage to keep going even through these failures. So the first one is going, if you want to go one more forward, Amy, the first politician, who do you think? Does anybody know who I'm talking about? Abraham Lincoln. He was America's 16th president. He was the only president to hold a patent. And it was fascinating reading about some of these people. He established the U.S. Department of Agriculture. And what he's really famous for is abolishing slavery in the U.S. He established the national banking system that we still use today. And I'm going to give you a famous quote that pertains to our subject today. And he said, in his efforts to pursue success, he said, whatever you are, be a good one. What do you think about the inventor? Any ideas on who that might be? Go ahead, Amy. It's Thomas Edison. He developed the earliest stock ticker machine, and he even invented the telegraph. He played a key role in the development of motion pictures, and that's a really big deal because we all love movies. And believe it or not, he held over 1,000 patents. He invented the light bulb, the phonograph, and the early X-ray machine. It was Thomas Edison who said, our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. And the author was Stephen King. He went on to write 63 novels and 200 short stories and has sold over 350 million books. That novel that he threw in the trash, that was the manuscript for Carrie, which was turned into a blockbuster film. And out of all his books, his 63 novels, 60 of them have been turned into films. That's huge accomplishment. And Stephen King says, talent is cheaper than table salt. What separated the talented individual from the successful is a lot of hard work. And what about the scientist? That scientist was Albert Einstein. He actually is credited with rewriting the future of humanity, giving science some of its most powerful theories, laying a new foundation for the modern science we know today. One of the coolest things he did was determine the size of atoms. I thought that was kind of an interesting thing that he did. Of course, we all know he proposed the theory of relativity and created the concept of that rest energy. Everybody knows that equation, E equals mc squared. And ultimately, the one that his teachers thought was mentally handicapped, he won the Nobel Prize in physics in 1921. And he said that the measure of intelligence is the ability to adapt and change. I love that. And what about that actress? Well, that actress was Lucille Ball. And the crazy thing about it is I was doing research and it said that in 2012, the show I Love Lucy, which most of people haven't in this age heard of, was voted the best show of all time by ABC News and People magazine. She's earned 4 Emmys. She's in the Television Hall of Fame. And she was the first woman to head a production studio in Hollywood. And that was a big deal in the early 60s. And she says, one of the things I learned the hard way was that it doesn't pay to get discouraged. Keeping busy and making optimism a way of life can restore faith in yourself. And that's kind of what I want to talk about today, is grading yourself. Your perspective is the one that matters. So these 5 people had the courage to keep going and not allow their failures to define them. They kept their eyes on the prize and they persevered. They didn't waste the opportunity to learn from those failures. Oftentimes, failing means you're taking risks, and those risks can actually make you smarter. Reading about these famous failures was enlightening. And honestly, I really look around me and look at AGC and our networking, the people that we talk to and see often. I see so many great people striving to do good. People who have found a passion, and it's you. You are the ones delivering to your customers and clients. You are the people who show your commitment by showing up every day. You learn from your journey, and you're a leader by sharing your experiences. And I love all of you because you have fun along the way, and that's always a great thing to do. You consistently strive to think positively and create new positive habits. You tend to remove distractions, which take time away from your pursuits. And you really look at the people around you and hold people close that lift you up and encourage you. and you depend on yourself and yet seek help from other successful leaders. And you keep planning, you keep achieving your goals, and continue to build those good habits. And I said a lot of things there, but if you don't feel like you're doing these things, I challenge you to take another look at yourself. You're focusing on the things that you aren't, and you're focusing on the things you aren't getting done. Please look a little harder. Remember the hard work you've done, how far you've come so far, all the effort and the time that you've put in. Look at all you're doing well. Celebrate that success. And again, just like these famous 5 people, you probably have a list of things which have happened to you in your business and in your life that were challenging, things that you didn't want to get back up from, yet you did persevere, and you are doing the things that are necessary to be a success. And remember, your perspective is the one that counts. It's your perspective. So tend to look at the things that you do well. Remind yourself of those things every day. And today, reward yourself, because you are the one grading your paper. And you got an A+.